Not consistent. I think that's the word I would use. Like, there were some good stretches where we did the right things. When we ended up pretty having a good defensive rating for the game. I thought there were good stretches when we had good ball movement and we did the right thing, the right process. Some of that we didn't make the shots, and some of that process which I'd never have any problem with. But then we had some mistakes on both ends where we weren't organized or didn't execute the game plan. So we just were inconsistent. That's the word tonight.
When you look at the way Alex kind of started the game and progressed in a positive light, especially with the matchup with Anthony Davis, what did you think of the way he handled that?
I thought he was great. He started off a little slow like our whole team. He wasn't the only one, and then he got really into the game. Obviously, the shot blocking we saw, I think he had 4 in the first half, 5 total, and then just his activity was great. So I thought he really progressed as the game went along.
It seemed like he faded away a little bit more than he has in recent games. How much of that do you think was just how good of a defender Anthony Davis is?
Hard to gauge those things. I have no idea.
And then what went into the thought process of putting Kuzma on LeBron rather than Bilal?
Size, coverage things. We could switch some of the pick and rolls. This is some of the things we were doing scheme-wise. I thought that stuff actually was fine.
He played extremely aggressively. Bilal did, driving a lot. What did you think of his offensive game?
Got downhill, got to the rim, made good plays, was on the boards. I thought his activity level was good tonight. It's good to see him play well.
Do you think that having a slightly less defensive responsibility and not going against the best perimeter player helped him kind of put more of that energy toward the offensive end?
Actually, it's interesting. Reeves actually handles the ball more than James in pick and rolls. So we actually put it on the guy who actually handled the ball the most. So that was kind of the reason why we did that tonight.
Brian, how have you seen Jordan try to lead the group during adversities like tonight?
Jordan's been terrific with all that stuff, and it's not just the games. It's what we see every day, the work, the stuff he does, the building the confidence, and in the games he can give our guys confidence. Listen, his ability to make plays, attack, get himself shots, but also give other guys confidence by finding shots for others. So all that stuff has been tremendous this year. He's been great with that.
You have 2 French players, 2 top 10 draft picks.
Yep.
You've been coaching almost 20 years in the NBA. How would you say the look at French players may have evolved within the NBA? You also have 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗢𝗪 in the team.
Yeah.
That was kind of another generation. How would you define the evolution of that, the way they're perceived, if they are perceived differently today than they were 20 years ago?
Well, when I first started, you might not know my history, but I was with Tony Parker when I first started in the NBA, so I've been around some of those guys my whole career pretty much. So they're just probably carrying on the tradition of some of the guys they had, like Tony and Boris and some of those guys from the older generation who ended up winning, I think, a European championship. So obviously you're seeing a huge influx of French players coming into the A, but we have 2 guys that we're thrilled to have. They've been tremendous. We're really lucky to have them.
Well, how would you say there's some type of qualities or skills that when you have a French players? For a long time, we were talking about their defense. Usually, they're not the biggest scorers in the NBA, usually French players. But is there some quality with a French player you think, okay, because he's been trained there? I know Alexandre is a little bit different case because he didn't play for so long in
Yeah,
France.
I probably don't have enough knowledge to speak on all that, though. But good question.
When you look at kind of the building blocks of what you're trying to do with this extended road trip now in its 3rd game, what have you liked about from the first one in Golden State to what you saw tonight and how things are trying to move in the right direction?
Well, we ended up probably having a good defensive rating tonight, so I thought we were, as the game got into the teeth of it, we showed some competitiveness. Made some good runs, we were resilient. So those are the things that are always important to me, like how you fight adversity, how you handle things, because every team's going to make a run in the NBA. I thought we've continued to battle tonight, and I thought those are good strides, and we're going to carry those into the next game as we continue to improve.
Bilal, tonight you made a concerted effort to attack a lot more. What did you like offensively that you were able to get downhill?
Just the guy setting good screens helped me to. I was just saying the defender was late, so I was like, yeah, let me just be aggressive on every play. And when I was scouting earlier today, I saw that they were usually getting under, and I could race it. So yeah, that's what I did.
So you could basically race it.
Sorry?
When they went under, you said that you could race it?
Yeah, race it, and get to the rim.
Go ahead.
No, you can go back.
No, go.
With today, going against Austin Reeves, what did you think of that matchup that you had
Yeah, I loved it. I watched a lot of Lakers basketball, and yeah, I saw him like getting better each and every year. Yeah, going against him today was fun. You know, he's a really good player, and yeah, I think I played solid defense. Forced him to take tough shots, so yeah, pretty happy with it.
As you continue to grow defensively, especially with getting specific matchups, what have you learned over the course of this season so far about how you've evolved defensively?
First of all, it starts with film. Watching a lot of film about the guys I'm about to go against, and yeah, just looking on their tendencies, what they like to do, what they don't like to do, and force them to do the things that they don't usually do. So yeah, that's how I get better every time.
How do you approach being aggressive on offense? Is that something that you aspire to every single night?
Yeah, it's something that I think about every single night. Getting easy buckets first, going to the rim, get foul, go to the line to get confident, and yeah, after that it's just the flow of the game.
BK was talking about how some of the steps that you're trying to take as you have this more ball handling role is figuring out when to drive, when to do mid-range, when to take the floater. How do you feel like that progression is going for you?
Getting better, you know. There's up and down, but yeah, I'm getting better overall. Like I said, I'll be watching a lot of film about myself too to see what I'm supposed to do sometimes. So yeah, I'm getting better on that.
What are some things you notice about yourself watching on film?
That I could get more into my mid-range, like I was doing earlier this year. But yeah, it just depends on the coverage and everything. So yeah, it depends on the other team and everything. So yeah.
As much as you've watched the Lakers, I know you faced him before, but what is it like to face LeBron?
It was actually my first time facing them. So yeah, it was cool, you know. As a young kid watching LeBron play, now sharing the court with him, it was pretty good, cool. It was a great experience. So yeah, I just had fun tonight.
So someone who's like 6'10", 250, and moves like that, how tough a challenge is it to face him both with your agility and your physicality?
Yeah, it's impressive because, yeah, he's really strong. So whenever you drive on him, you're going to feel him. Whenever he drives on you, you're going to feel him also. So, yeah, it's tough. You got to be strong enough to contain him.
He's twice the age of some players, a lot of players in this league. What's it like to see him do what he does at age 40?
Yeah, he's twice my age. So, yeah, that's impressive, man. He's been so good for so long. Yeah, I got nothing but respect for that.